Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm bringing you a new part of my channel where I provide individual Pokemon analysis for the VGC 2014 format. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and a lot of you guys have recommended. So these are basically like 8 to 10 minute clips on where I basically talk about a Pokemon and its viability in VGC 2014. As you can tell, today's Pokemon is going to be Rotom Wash, so let's get started. Oops. So looking at the base stats, just to refresh your memory, has 50 HP, 65 attack, 107 defense, 105 special attack, 107 special defense, and 86 speed. One of the reasons why I think Rotomosh is so good is because if you look at the defense, the special defense base stats, they're all really solid, and it's why Rotomosh can survive so many attacks and do good damage despite its relatively low HP. You can compensate for that by putting max EVs into HP, and I'll get into EVs later, but just taking at a general look, Rotom Wash has some pretty solid base stats overall, and with the base speed of 86, it gets the jump on a lot of things in the format. It's kind of in that awkward tier where it's not really the fastest nor the slowest Pokemon, but because it's so bulky, you don't really need that much speed for it. So if you want to know why you want to use Rotom Wash, my reasons personally I think are because of its fantastic typing. The water electric ability with Levitate means it's only weak to grass type attacks. It has an outstanding move pool, which I'll get into later. It can be EV'd to survive the most powerful attacks on either spectrum, physical or special. It's one hit KO'd by very few Pokemon in attacks, really only grass type attacks. One hit KO, if, for example, Power Whip from Ferrothorn, but besides nothing else. It gets access to Will-O-Wisp, which is one of the best moves in VGC in general because you completely neuter physical attackers with it. Unlike Rotom Heat, its Rotom counterpart, it's not weak to Rock Slide, which is a really common move on Pokemon like Garchomp, so you're not, dealing with super effective damage along with the flinch chance. And Rotomosh is just really easy to fit on any team. It synergizes really well, and that's one thing that I really like about it. So the typical Rotom Wash build are built to be relatively bulky in today's format. Modest and Calm are really the only two natures I've seen. Citrus Berry is the most common item, although Leftovers and Chesto Berry work if you're running the rest set. I have seen Choice Specs and Choice Scarf, but they're not nearly as common as the bulky build. And most Rotoms run just a couple of speed EVs, 4 to 28 to win the speed tie, so it's really depending on how much you want to invest in it. As for move pool, the typical move set is Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, Thunderbolt, and Protect, and I'd say that's the cookie cutter move set today. But there are a lot of alternative moves that I've seen work, and those include, but are not limited to, Thunder Wave, Volt Switch, Confuse Ray, Light Screen, Reflect, Discharge, Trick, and Rest. All of them are more team-specific options, but if you want to just have a standard Rotom Wash and slap it onto any team, I definitely recommend the Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, Thunderbolt, and Protect set. So this is a sample set / EV spread. I screen capped one of the Rotoms from my game. My nickname Can't Hit Will-O-Wisp. Modest Nature, Citrus Berry, EV spread of 252 HP, 4 defense, 116 special attack, 116 special defense, and 20 speed. I actually don't think this is the most ideal spread, and I'll show you a better spread later on in the game, but this is something that I used at the World Championships last summer, and I just edited it very barely, gave it some speed EVs basically, but last year this was EV to live, a Life Orb Draco Meteor from Latios, which is basically the most powerful special attack other than Dragon Gem. Since Dragon Gem doesn't exist anymore, it still works on the special spectrum, but I should probably give it some more defense EV so it can survive Play Rough from Mega Mawile. So let's talk about EV spreads. The most popular attacks that Rotom Wash wants the EV to survive are either Modest or Timid Charizard Y Solar Beam, Adamant Mega Mawile Play Rough, and Modest Timid Salamence Draco Meteor, often Choice Specs. And these are really the basis, the moves you want to base your EV spread on, just because they're the most powerful on both ends of the spectrum. You want to decide on your nature first. Modest for better damage output, but Calm to ensure survival against all common attacks. And I actually recommend Calm probably. I used Modest last year mainly because the way my team worked is I wanted more offense. But I genuinely think Calm is a bit better this year. But it's really your preference. If you think you want the better damage output, you should definitely go with Modest. I have two sample EV spreads listed here. The Modest one is the one I just mentioned, and Calm is the one Ray Rizzo used to win Virginia Regionals this year. And that basically survives Mega Mawile Play Rough 100% of the time, Timid Solar Beam 100% of the time, I think, and Modest Solar Beam from Charizard Y like 90 or something percent of the time. So it's a very good EV spread. Mine invested in a bit more speed because I wanted to win speed ties. So here are some damage calculations, some sample damage calculations in forming your EV spread, because when EV, you want to do damage calculations to figure out everything. The first one is Timid Mega Charizard, and with 40 special defense EVs and max HP. All of these have max HP, by the way. You're guaranteed to survive it. If you're going up against a modest Mega Charizard, though, you need 140 special defense. To beat Mega Mawile and survive its huge power Play Rough, you just need 44 defense EVs, and Choice Specs Salamence Draco Meteor with just 40 special defense EVs, you'll be able to survive that 100% of the time. So with all that in mind, I would recommend a final spread of Calm Nature with 252 HP, 44 defense to survive the Mega Maw Wild attack, 44 special attack just because that was what was left over, 140 special defense to survive modest Solar Beam from Mega Charizard Y, and 28 speed to win basically any speed tie against Rotoms. Some effective checks to Rotom if you're having trouble dealing with it are any type grass Pokemon. Lomberry, Ferrothorn is my favorite one. Amoonguss, Venusaur, Ludicolo, Rotom, all of those work. Other suggestions are Mega Kangaskhan, only if properly used though. For example, power up punching and just constantly returning. Hydreigon, Goodra are nice dragon types because they're not affected by Will-O-Wisp, and Hydro Pump and Thunderbolt don't do too much to it. And just general brute force, consistently double targeting it. Sometimes you have to expand a lot of effort to take care of Rotom Wash, but it will be worth it because Rotom Wash is really annoying when it just stays on the field. So in the conclusion, Rotom Wash is so good because of its bulk, ability to shut down physical attackers, and diverse move pool. If you're playing the VGC 2014 tier and you probably either have a Rotom form or you should have a way to stop it because it can be really annoying to beat. And I hope this gave you some perspective on why I think Rotom Wash is one of the best Pokemon in the format right now. I brought it to the World Championships last summer, and I think it's still really good and viable this year. So, let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you have any questions, recommendations, please let me know. This is a series that I plan on continuing for a long time. And so if you want to see any specific Pokemon you want me to do analysis of, let me know. Anyway, that's it for today, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.